What are the sleeping arrangements?
He sleeps in.
Okay. Did she sleep in her bed Sunday night?
No. I was just back. I'd been away for a couple months. We in the same bed together, so we get some serious sleep. So she said no to that and suggested that I guess from upstairs I'd wake up that. So some little cuddle time that would suffice and Jim get to sleep in peace.
So you say snuggle time. What does that mean?
I like to be alone. She's extremely dependent. She does not like to be alone at all. She needs human presence around her.
Well, that was murder defendant Stephan Stearns during his police interrogation, telling detectives about his cuddle time with his alleged victim, Madeline Soto. Stearns faces murder charges in the death of 13-year-old Madeline Soto. The murder charges are accompanied by more than 60 child sex abuse charges regarding Madeline as well. A new jail call between Stearns and his parents was released. And in that lengthy call, they press him about some of the allegations against him. Take a listen to this short clip.
Happy birthday, belated birthday, Mom, and happy belated Mother's Day.
Hi, sweetheart. I was so hoping to hear from you. I'm so glad I'm hearing from you now.
Yeah, I'm sorry I wasn't able to call you all weekend. They had us on lockdown, so no one was able to do anything.
Were you expecting these charges?
No.
The murder charge.
Oh, well, no, you're not.
Okay, so you got blindsided by that.
Yeah. Obviously, it's not true. I never would have wanted her gone for any reason, so, premeditated first degree is kind of a dick punch.
Yeah.
No, I was wondering if you had any updates or anything.
Nope, we haven't heard a thing. Just, speculation that she's been
Hiding
put in an institution and hiding in an institution.
at her lawyer's request.
Yeah.
I mean, are you cooperating with police about her participation in any of this stuff?
There's been no opportunity for me to cooperate with anything. As I understand, the police keep saying that I'm uncooperative, but they haven't asked me anything to cooperate with, so whatever that means.
So your attorney isn't approaching them and saying, my client would like to speak with you?
No, my attorneys are pretty much saying to keep my mouth shut until the trial starts.
Well, okay.
Okay. I don't know why they were going to wait till the trial, but that's their business, not mine.
They don't want anything to hurt my chances.
Yep, understand.
Obviously, there's concerns that they're artificially inflating everything up as high as they can possibly do it.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
So I don't know
What'll stick.
what the plan is there. If they're just trying to scare me into pleading down, or I don't know.
No, they're not.
Okay.
They're just trying to hurt me as much as possible.
Are you able to share the Saturday night before you left for Kissimmee? You were pretty upset about something. Did it have to do anything with Kissimmee and the events that took place the next couple of days?
No.
Okay.
No, I was just stressed out about money and job and everything like that.
Some woman got on a YouTube thing and said that you weren't even at the party.
Party?
Yeah, her birthday party.
Yeah, I haven't gotten there yet. I went up there Sunday evening and got there after she was done at her party.
Oh, okay.
And we were very happy that I was there. We were very happy that the three of us were together. It was shaping up to be a great week and a great visit. There's no reason for anything to happen that happened.
Is there some explanation of I came up Wednesday morning, met you at the hotel early in the morning, And is there some explanation why you left and went where you went?
I was driving around.
Okay, understood you were driving around, but they know where you were driving around.
Yeah. Well,
And we know.
okay. I had wanted to grab a few things and get my ducks in a row, kind of prepare myself for whatever was coming, but I couldn't find what I was looking for.
All right, so he had gone to his dad's storage unit. He wasn't supposed to be able to get in, according to the father, but he did. He was looking for something. That's what he said. They took cadaver dogs by there. There was some reaction, but nothing that sort of hit as maybe a body over there. So that was that. Let's bring in our guest, still with us, criminal defense attorney Robin Nunn, national trial attorney Michael Jaffer as well. Robin, I'll start with you. It's clear, I mean, the parents know what they know. They know where he was driving. They know what the police kind of know at this point. And I guess it's kind of sad because you kind of see dad feeling around to see what his son will tell him. Because in their heart of hearts, I feel like they know what happened here.
Yeah, it was a very sad conversation to listen to, quite frankly. You can obviously see two parents that are hurting, that are trying to get information from their son that they clearly believe is hiding something. And it seems pretty obvious from the phone call that he indeed is. The language that's being used isn't really natural. It's a bit cryptic at times, which makes me believe that, you know, all the individuals on that call know a little bit more than they're willing to share or want to share. Everybody knows that those phone calls are recorded generally. So I think that they're being a tad bit careful. But at the end of the day, you can tell that the father does want to understand and hear from his son as far as what actually happened that day.
Yeah, Michael Jaffer, it's got to be heartbreaking. The father actually turned over a hard drive that had been in his home to the police, and on that there was like 35,000 pictures of child pornography. Now, I don't know how much the father would know if he looked at it or if he just turned it over. I would tend to say parents kind of know their children on some level, but your reaction to what you were hearing on that phone call?
I was just gonna say what you said, which is the father seems to me like a pseudo investigator in this case. I don't like his behavior, to be quite frank with you. I was gonna say that he turned over the hard drive. He volunteered it. Nobody asked him for it. He volunteered it, and now he's on this phone call. You can see the mom. She's not acting like an investigator. She's not trying to trip her son up into words. Look, there's two universes. There's a universe where Stephen Stearns did this, and a universe where he didn't do it. We obviously don't know specifically which universe we live in, but we live in one of the two. Whichever one of the two we live in. If we live in the universe where he didn't do it, hypothetically speaking, then the father's behavior is awful. If we live in the universe where he did do it, then the father's behavior is still awful, because at the end of the day, you know, you got to have let your son out there, let him fight himself through. And if the evidence is overwhelming, if the evidence is beyond a reasonable doubt, it's going to convict him, he's going to convict him. But for him to be on that call and he was like kind of like waiting to pounce on his son, he didn't even say hi or anything. Like, he just jumped in. Hey, what were you doing? Why were you upset? Like, what if some of these things have a legitimate answer? What if they do? What if they don't? Either way, I don't like the way. It wouldn't be shocking to me if the father testifies against his own son on behalf of the state at this point, right? So.
Yeah, I felt anger from the father, and I can certainly understand it, because again, I think there might be some inkling in his mind that he knows that his son just quite isn't right, and he's angry. I hear that. Mom is a little bit more protective, but dad's angry. All right.